This pattern has literally always resulted in a 10,000% rally. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have some very important technical analysis to do on the Bitcoin chart because 48 hours ago, I told you guys that I did believe that Bitcoin was going to hit $30,000 within 48 hours, and it turns out looks like I was pretty close to right. Bitcoin hit $29,700, and in today's video, I am going to be showing you a pattern that throughout the history of Bitcoin has literally always, every single time it has flashed, resulted in a 10,000% rally on Bitcoin. That would put Bitcoin well north of six figures and around $5 trillion in market capitalization. That might sound crazy, but I'm going to show you why it's not in this video, guys. I think you're going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. If you do, as always, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Before we get started, I do want to mention that we've just started a new sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you guys would like to get access to the course that will teach you everything you need to know about chart reading and technical analysis, I highly encourage you to sign up with the link in the description down below. There's currently a $75 off coupon code called New Year's 2020. That's a plural. That's New Year's with an S, 2021. If you would like to get access to the course that'll teach you everything you need to know about charting and technical analysis, I highly encourage you to sign up with the link in the description down below. Make sure to use the new coupon code New Year's 2021 for $75 off at checkout. Anyway, more on that at the end of the video, but for now we have some very important TA to do over on the Bitcoin chart. We're going to begin today on the BLX chart. That is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin. You can find this chart by going to the top right and typing in the ticker symbol BLX. Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin right here will bring you to this chart, and this is an amalgamation of different price data for Bitcoin to generate the longest history of Bitcoin price action. The reason that's so important is because a lot of exchanges only show so much price history based on how old the exchange is. Coinbase only goes back to 2014 because that's when it was created, but BLX will actually let you go all the way back to 2010. So on this complete history of Bitcoin's price action, we can see something jumping out at us with the TD sequential. If you guys aren't familiar with the TD sequential, we've done many videos on them in the past, and a video is coming up on the TD sequential in CT2A, by the way. In short, the TD sequential is a candlestick counting algorithm, and as you can see, we have it activated right here. Whenever the TD sequential flashes a 9 on a candlestick, that candlestick is going to turn red if the market is moving up, meaning that the market is getting overextended in the bullish direction, or if the market is pushing to the downside and we hit a 9, the candlestick will turn green, indicating a good buying opportunity and overextension of the bears. Right now, we're on the monthly chart on BLX, and what we can see is that the last 10 years of price action have only really resulted in 3. Count them, 1, 2, 3. TD sequential 9 flashes on the monthly chart for Bitcoin. The last 2 times that we saw this pattern play out, and by the way, this is not the pattern I was talking about earlier. I'm going to get to that in a second. We saw Bitcoin rally 6,000%, and then the next time, 4,000%. Just to give you perspective on what that would do to Bitcoin if Bitcoin were to rally another 4,000%, we're talking about an $800,000 Bitcoin. You might be thinking to yourself, Jeb, $800,000 Bitcoin sounds absolutely absurd. We think $30,000 is a lot for Bitcoin right now. And I'm going to come back to that because while I don't think we're going to $800,000 in the next 2 years, I don't think that $800,000 is a ridiculous price target for Bitcoin either. But I want to bring up the point that during the last 2 bull markets, they both started with a TD sequential flash of 9 on the monthly chart. In fact, if we go down to the weekly chart, we see something similar as well. Combing through the market here, we can see that there are not a ton of 9 flashes on the weekly chart candlestick for Bitcoin. The very first one in history resulted in a 2,200% return. The next one correctly called a pullback. The next one led into a rally, which brought about 2,000% returns. But to cut to the chase, if you go through and you look at this entire market, you find 2 things. Number one, you're going to find that sometimes TD sequential is going to 9 flash at the very top and it's going to call the top accurately. But about half of the time, the TD sequential actually calls a massive rally. In this case, for example, it did just that. We saw something similar happen over here in April of 2019. Bitcoin hit a 9 flash on TD sequential, completely ignored it, and rallied 250%. We are seeing bullishness follow a 9 flash on the TD sequential, and that is striking because when we see that happen in history, it generally leads to, at minimum, a 200% rally. Now, for perspective, a 200% rally from $18,000 would be around $50,000 to $60,000. You might be wondering why I'm making this video, because I haven't really made my point yet. I'm going to here in a minute, I promise. I'm not leading you on for just no reason. But there's first one more thing I want to show you, and that would actually be some moving averages. To start, let's look here on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. We currently have the 100 weekly simple moving average up. That's about a 2-year moving average. And as you can notice here on the chart, Bitcoin will pull back to this moving average many times in its history, and every time it does, it results in a large rally. Now, we did see this happen before this little miniature bull market we saw in 2019, but we also saw it happen before the major bull market in 2017. If you remember, this was a 8 to 10,000% rally, depending on how you measure it. And that 8 to 10,000% metric is actually really important, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, because if you back extrapolate this moving average, which you can't do, but if you did do it, you would probably find that this moving average would sit somewhere around here, which means in my mind's eye, I see Bitcoin hitting this moving average if it were back extrapolated around December of 2012. The rally from there to its eventual all-time high would be around 10,000%. Now, there is one fluke in this, and that is this touch down here, because it did not rally 10,000%. We only rallied a measly 300%. But the point is, Bitcoin just bounced off of this moving average again, and this is very important. Now, do I think Bitcoin's going to rally 10,000% from that bottom? I mean, maybe. That's a $550,000 Bitcoin? It's very possible, but probably not going to happen terribly soon. The point I'm making here, and I want you to understand, is that technical analysis is not miracles. It's not us predicting the future with 100% certainty. Technical analysis is the art, not the science, of analyzing patterns, analyzing the patterns inside of those patterns, saying this is what happened to the market last time, so therefore we believe with X amount of certainty that this is what will happen to the market this time. Am I saying that Bitcoin will go to $500,000 to $800,000 in the next 2 years? No, I'm not trying to clickbait you that hard anyway. Wink. Got to get that YouTube algorithm. Got to get those likes. Hit the like button for the clickbait. No, I'm kidding. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to make sure you understand what's possible here, because a lot of people are asking me, Jeb, is now a good time to get into the cryptocurrency market? Quite frankly, that's a question that you shouldn't have to ask me, and I'm not saying that in a pretentious way. I'm saying that because if you really understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin, you're going to understand something very interesting, and that is, while Bitcoin may be worth a cool $550 billion now, Apple, one company, is worth $2.25 trillion, gold is valued at over $10 trillion, and global real estate and capital markets are valued in the hundreds of trillions of dollars. A 10x on Bitcoin from here to $300,000 would be a $5 trillion market. That's barely stepping foot onto the geopolitical world stage. And we think that that's insane. I want you guys to understand, based on the technicals, but honestly, based on the fundamentals, where Bitcoin is, how nascent this space is, and just where we're going. I will be the first to tell you that it's very difficult to do short-term technical analysis on markets that are in blue sky breakout. It's very difficult for me to tell you what Bitcoin's going to do tomorrow when we've never been here before. We don't fully understand exactly how much hype is in the market, and quite frankly, we just rallied 50% in a couple of weeks. But what I can say is that a $500 billion market capitalization is pittance compared to what I believe Bitcoin will be worth 10 to 20 years from now. So I ask you this, are you here for the short term or are you here for the long term? Because if I were to poll you guys, I'm pretty dang sure that 99% of you would say you're in profit, unless you're holding XRP. But just because we're in profit right now, believe me, my crypto portfolio is freaking killing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy about it. I ain't going to complain. And all that crypto still can't get me to have a haircut. I was going to get a haircut today, but it's New Year's Day. I think I'm the only one in this town working on New Year's. But even though we have short-term capital gains that we're able to look at and really enjoy, let's remember that even though Bitcoin just broke $20,000 and made it look like chump change now compared to what it used to look like of some ridiculous price target, remember that happened once. It happened twice, it happened many times, and it will happen again. $30,000 may seem like a very large number on Bitcoin right now, but take a bird's eye view. Look at the market from a 30,000-foot perspective and understand that even with all of this, we're still a very small player, but a very fast-growing player, and we will be taken seriously by the rest of the world as we continue to gain in market capitalization, development, and adoption. Guys, I hope you did find value in this video. If you did, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. Before we go, though, I do want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, because this is the academy that makes this channel and everything we do behind the scenes and all of the launches that we have coming up pretty soon possible. CT2A is over 2.5 years old now, and there are nearly 3,000 students that have gone through this content and used it to better themselves in the space of cryptocurrency trading, investing, and technical analysis. In CT2A, you're going to learn about everything from how to plan and execute profitable trades, one of the most important things that you will ever learn in technical analysis. You're going to learn about intuition. That's your gut feeling. That's that visceral response you have to certain things you find on the charts or in the news. You shouldn't necessarily always trade by that, but it's an important thing to listen to because your instinct is often informed by your previous experiences, and the more experienced you are in the market, the more likely it is to be useful. We talk about dollar cost averaging. One of the things that I personally do, I have dollar cost averaging set up over on Coinbase for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. They've been running for over a year now, and I'm very, very happy about it. With videos on market structure, bull and bear markets, mass psychology. That's one of my favorite videos. Risk and reward. This is foundational to technical analysis. If you don't understand this, kiss your chances of being a profitable trader goodbye. Gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears, gauging the strength of support and resistance. And by the way, I didn't even mention that we have like 12 videos up here breaking down pretty much all of the major technical indicators that you're going to use in your trading. Guys, CT2A has 3,000 students go through it. It has a 14-day refund policy, and we have a less than 1% refund rate on a money-back refund guarantee. And the reason for that is because this academy really works. I cut out all the nonsense. I cut out all the crap. We have a little bit of fun, but at the end of the day, you're joining this academy to learn how to trade and profit in these markets. And I think you've seen what understanding about markets can do for you and for your portfolio. I highly encourage you to invest in your education, whether it's with me or someone else. If you are interested, you can join our Discord server down below, and you can see what some of our alumni think. You can also ask them in the comment section down below. Anyone who's in CT2A, please feel free to leave a review down in the comments. I'm asking for a God's honest perspective. I'm not looking for you to sugarcoat it. If you didn't like something, let us know, and we'll make sure it gets rectified. Sign up with the link at the top of the description down below. Use the coupon code New Year's 2021. You'll get $75 off at checkout. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.